What's good, fam? I wanted to talk today about confidence. One of the most important ingredients of successful people is confidence. You got to wear confidence like a cologne or a perfume. You have to have it on you 24/7. It's just how you feel, how you see yourself. A lot of people, a lot of times, talk themselves out of their own successes. How do they do that? Man, I'm not smart enough to do that. Man, I don't look good enough to model. Or man, I don't have this. Or man, I don't have that. Once you start building that personal belief in yourself, you can take yourself into rooms and not feel like you're not supposed to be there. A lot of times when you don't have that confidence, people actually sniff that out too. They sniff out that fear and they sniff out you feeling like you're inadequate. Instead, self-talk is very important. Um, One of the guys I used to watch was Muhammad Ali, and you always do that self-talk. And a lot of people would think, "Oh, you crazy because you're talking to yourself." A lot of times, telling themselves, "I'm the greatest. I'm number one. I'm pretty," and all of this, all of these things. His energy starts to migrate towards that. His perception starts to migrate towards that. Even other things in the universe kind of begin to conspire and work in your favor. Why is that so? The mind is a very powerful magnet. Why do I say that? For instance, if you start talking about a particular vehicle, you say, "Hey man, I really, really like Corvettes. I like red Corvettes, and I think I want to get a red Corvette. That's my favorite vehicle. I really, really love red Corvettes." Automatically, you'll start seeing that vehicle everywhere you drive. You say you really want that vehicle, you'll start seeing it everywhere. It'll just start popping up like every time, more than you've ever saw it before. The minute you put it out there in the universe, you'll start seeing it. Why? Because now your intention, everything will start migrating towards that particular thing, right? And now you're either going to act on it, you're going to start working with that energy, or you're going to displace it and put it off. The biggest thing is the minute you put it out there, start working on it. Build the actual goals brick by brick. Build the actual goals. Don't just talk about it and think about it and then put it off. No, start building the actual bricks. Start talking to people about, what you want to do. If they're negative, get away from them. But people who actually believe in you and who will help fuel that, work with them. Work with them. Start talking to people, putting it out there, and that stuff will start coming to you. Like I say, the universe will start working in your favor to help you out. But the worst thing you can do is start telling yourself negative things and feeding your own spirit negative things. "Oh, I can't do this. Oh, I'm not smart enough to do this. Oh, I'm too fat to work out. Or oh, I'm this, I'm that." Nah, the biggest thing is to get started and then have your belief system behind it. Start telling yourself when you go to that gym, I don't care if you're 500 pounds, start telling yourself, "I'm a goddamn warrior. I'm a warrior. I believe in this. Nothing can stop me. I'm the greatest that ever did it," and start migrating your energy towards that. And then putting that daily discipline. The biggest thing is with setting goals. And then the first thing, right, you tell yourself, "I'm getting up at 5 a.m. I'm going to get up at 5 a.m. and go walk a mile." And then you get up, 5 a.m. happens, that alarm goes off, and then you hit the snooze button. Well, guess what just happened? You disrespected the first goal that you set. And if you set the goal, you should never disrespect it. You should always respect the goals you say. Other than that, don't say it. Don't put it out there and then not stick to it, not commit to it. Once you put it out there, commit to it, right? And this is also your own belief system, right? Because a lot of people say a lot of things, and deep down, they really don't believe it. And you can really move that person out of that particular goal or idea. You can move them out of it real easily because they really didn't believe it in the first place. But the people who really, really believe these goals, nobody can talk them out of it. They're almost addicted to it. It's just like I grew up in Detroit, Michigan, and I grew up around a lot of people who are addicted to drugs. Well, here's the key factor that you notice. That drug addict, when they wake up in the morning, their goal is to get enough money to get that high, right? And why is that important? Because every day, are you really that focused, hyper focused on what you said your actual goals was? Are you confident enough? These guys that get out there when they're addicted to these drugs and sell batteries if they have to, get out there and put signs out there if they will do anything. Well, the same thing with your goals. What are you willing to do? What are you willing to commit? And I'm not saying get out there to compromise your morals or your values, but get out there, be willing to sacrifice it all so you can make that progress. But have that belief system that it's actually going to happen for you. Don't believe that, if this happened, and that's why it's bad sometimes making a plan B or a plan C or a plan D. Why? Because you always feel like, well, if plan A started to look like it's not going in the right direction, I can already jump ship. Nah, plan A is going to work. Plan A is going to work. And you might have to change the strategy, but never change the goal. Never change the goal. Change the strategy sometimes. Sometimes you have to change the tactics, but never change the goal. Whatever the goalposts end up being, stick to that, right? And make sure you're 100% confident about what you're going to do. And anything that gets in your way, roll over it like a warrior. That's the message for today. Stay positive, people.